Y'all, good evening, good afternoon. If you're catching the replay, wherever you may be tuning in with, listen, I have none other than Miss Keena Perry over here. I know she's sitting up here nervous. She has never done anything like this before, but that's okay because when it's your time, and nothing you can do about it, right? So we just got on here just to give y'all some little dialogue and some little play about the little things into Miss Keena's life. And it's time for her to tell her story. It's time for the word to go forth. It's time for us to overcome by the blood of the Lamb and the word of our testimony. We're not coming in here trying to act like we hold it in out thou, but we are coming in for some truth. We coming in for some light, and we coming in for somebody to be healed. We coming in for somebody to be made known that God is real. He's in the blessing business, and He has need of you. So before we go any further, we're gonna pray. Father God, we thank you. We thank you for your peace. We thank you for your strength. God, we thank you for your love. God, we thank you for such a time as this. God, we ask now that those who will hear this, those will catch clips, those will catch replays, God, that this will not fall on deaf ears, oh God, but you will penetrate walls, weights, oh God, that you would deliver and set the captives free. Because you said in your word, whom you set free, and they are free indeed. So we're asking that this testimony, this word go forth. And God, you do what only you can do. One man plant, one man water, but God, only you can do and give the increase. We bless your name in Jesus' name. Amen. So, Keena, go ahead and tell our people who will be getting on a little bit about yourself. Go ahead and give them a snippet about who Keena Perry is and what they need to know.
Um, First of all, I have no idea what I'm doing, but we gonna roll. Well, I'm from Baton Rouge. I think I moved to Houston about 6 years ago, 2020, when the pandemic came, and it took a little minute, but finally I'm here, 100%, 100%. So Shay, I don't know. Shay must know something. She must know something, and cause she been pulling, even on the prayer line. She been pulling. I know she been pulling. At first I was a little like, I don't know. It wasn't my time. I started reading the Bible and started. Man, look. Once I read John and I got into the YouTube videos and watching and reading, I don't know. I started feeling something too. So I guess this it's time now. It's time to let the world hear what's going on and let the world experience the walk and just tell my testimony.
So, y'all hearing this. So, you walking in life, right? You've been placed in a place in your life where God has called you to another city, another region, somewhere different. And you've been walking this thing and you've been there for a long time. Like she said, she came to Houston 6 years ago. And now she's just now getting to the point where she's ready to surrender, ready to risk it all for this man named who?
God, Jesus, my brother.
So we want to dive a little deeper into what that looked like. But before we get there, I want to know a little bit. What did you do growing up? How was your childhood? Did you experience a lot of turmoil? Was it a lot of pain? Was it upside down? Was it happy? Tell the people a little bit about your childhood.
Well, I'm gonna be honest. I don't have the like. I'm gonna just be honest, man. I don't have the whole poverty childhood because I had a great family, man. I mean, I had three different families. That they loved me unconditionally. I was a crybaby. I got whatever I wanted. Any testimony that y'all hear tonight is honestly what I did, what I chose for my life. Because like I say, I come from sleeping at your cousins. You got your cousins in the house. You know, my mama, my stepdad, my dad. I had three different families that loved. I could go to each one of these families, and I wasn't treated no different from anybody else. I can say that I was really loved. I mean,
So you would say some of the things that you experienced was self-inflicted.
100%.
So your life was basically you had the white picket fence. So the things that you went through and endured, you chose to go down a different path.
100%.
Okay.
100%.
How many of you have been in that kind of life that you had everything? You had the dog, the cat, your mother, your father, your grandmother. You had the community pushing you. You was being trained up as a child that the way he or she should go, you won't depart. But then you found yourself down this road that you needed something else. Even though you had it all put together, home was good, but there wasn't enough. You didn't feel like that was enough. You wasn't given enough. How many of you have took that path down that road? So can you tell us a little bit about that? That when you took a life, what did the street life? What pulled you into the street life? If you had everything going on at home, you had the mother, the grandmother, the family. Why did you choose the opposite? What pulled you to the street life?
So like, I'm not saying everything was perfect. You know what I mean? I wanted it my way. I wanted everything my way. And when I say I wanted everything my way, when I wanted to go to my daddy's house, I wanted to go to my daddy's house. When I wanted to stay, I wanted to stay. You know what I mean? Even with my stepdaddy, when I wanted something, I cried, he'd go get it. My mama, she was not having it. Mama wasn't having it, you know. So it was kind of, I want to stay with my daddy because you do what you want to that house. Let's just be honest, you know. Mama was a little bit more stricter, but I see why now. I 100% see why now. All of staying out late and going up, just I understand that now. But when it was time to go to daddy house, growing up in South Baton Rouge was a little bit different. You know, we could stay outside till the street lights come on. You know, we could go to our friend's house and sit in there and play the Sega all night. You know, we could do things. Now, don't get me wrong, daddy was strict too, but he was a little bit more lenient than mama. You know, mind you, I'm my mama's first child, and I'm my dad's first child. So, like I said, I got what I wanted, but I should have been playing basketball. I should have been on somebody's court hooping. But I think once I got the daddy house, you know, my friends, and I'm gonna say this too. I was never pushed to be in the life I chose to be in. When it was time to go to school, the high school was right there behind my grandmother's house. So when it was time to go to school, get up in the morning, we all meet up together. We walk, we smoke, we do our little thing. And it was always, now go get your education. We're going to be here when you come out. You know what I'm saying? We'll see you after practice. You know, we'll be at your games. You know, my partners, they was always encouraging. But the only difference was them boys had phone books. They had phone books in their pockets. You know what I mean?
So what's phone books? Because we don't know. We trying to figure out what are phone books.
A lot of money.
Okay.
At that age. And I think and my coach probably don't even know this, man. But I don't know what happened that day at practice. He probably was mad at me. He probably was just mad we lost the game. I was very arrogant back then. So I can remember one game we lost because I was being arrogant. I thought I was AI back then, Allen Iverson. And he made a statement, and I don't even think he know how much that impacted me. And the statement was, well, what you gonna do when, if basketball don't work? And I think that was the enemy's gateway because he was already, man. I see with my partner, like I said, they was always encouraging. We went to Foot Locker every weekend, the headbands, the jerseys, the Air Force Ones, But when he said that, I think that was my excuse to go ahead and get in the streets, honestly.
So for you, instead of that coach being a positive influence in which he led and was doing it in a positive way, for you were already seeing pocketbooks and phone books full of money. You were already seeing the street life. So you had already seen what you wanted. So even though you had everything, your peers was making it seem like it was so easy. So when he said something positive to you, you took it and ran with it. Oh, I'm out of here. Because what am I going to do? What am I going to do?
It wasn't, but for me, at that time, like I said, my family, I had everything. But the freedom of what I thought they had, you know what I mean? They didn't have, I'm not saying they didn't, but they didn't have the family that I had. People didn't care what they was doing during the middle of the day when they should have been at school. My people cared. You know what I mean? Like I had my mama's side was very resourceful in Baton Rouge. My dad's side was very resourceful in Baton Rouge. My stepdad's side, I had resources to fulfill what I should have been doing, which was playing ball. You know what I mean? But like I said, it just took one thing for the enemy to kind of to slide in there. And that was my reason. That was my excuse. And like I said, he wasn't wrong. And I had amazing coaches. I had amazing coaches. Coach McGee, Coach Grant, and everybody I played with, we played from Prescott, we played AAU together. And all those girls, like at least 90% of them went on to continue in that field, whether it was coaching. They played overseas. I'm the only one I feel like, I don't really know, but I think I was the only one that chose the street life.
So you had the family, you had it, but what you were lacking was the influence of having more. You wanted more outside of the family.
I just wanted my
You
own.
wanted
I
your
wanted
own.
what I seen.
Yeah, you wanted what you seen.
We grew up on, the music was a big thing like it is today. The music was real influential, not like it is today where, they want to toe switches. It was get money.
So you just wanted to be rebellious. You just wanted
That's
to be.
it, man.
Just wanted to be just rebellious. You just wanted to do your own thing. You wanted to be free.
Bingo.
If they can get it and they my partners and we hanging, I'm about to get it too.
They people not tripping.
So they're not tripping. So why should mine? So you wanted the opposite, and actually, what they probably wanted was what you had.
They did. It wasn't no.
So they wanted. Yeah. So you wanted what they had. So it's the same thing as life. We want what we can't have sometimes. Yeah. So we gravitate to things that's different. So listen, you said something very pivotal. You said you had a coach named McGee. Mm-hmm. Did you know that was my maiden name? Mm-mm.
So, oh yeah, I'm lying. I did see that.
I'm Loretta Lachey McGee.
Yeah, and his name is Coach Gerald McGee. Now he's not the coach that said that, and he's my friend on Facebook to this day, man. I really appreciated Coach McGee because he knew I was a troubled child. He knew I was bad. But
my dad is McGee, and so he did the same thing. Even though he was my dad, he did the same thing that coach was doing to you.
Yeah,
influential.
Yeah.
So we got some similarities there. We had somebody coaching, trying to steer us the right way, but sometimes we take a different path. Because,
and I think I stopped playing ball, and then I wanted to go back, and he was like, "Come on, man."
That's very, very sounds like my story. Because I stopped running track and playing, but my dad was like, "Let's go. What are you doing? Let's go."
Yeah, I think I wanted to go back. I went to sin, missing all the fun and missing the going out of state and all that, playing AAU because we was the Baton Rouge Amazons. You heard me? I'll never forget that team. And we was bad. We had some of the baddest girls from Capital, McKinley, Glen Oaks. Yeah, we was real good, man. I played with some amazing girls, bro.
So let's take a pivot from out of your journey. I'm going to ask you a question. What was one of the darkest moments you experienced? We're talking about pain and brokenness at this point. What was one of the darkest moments of your life that you ever experienced?
Before or after I chose? I mean,
we're going to talk about after. We talked about the beginning of your journey. After. What was one of the darkest moments of your life
that you can remember? Moments, honestly. A couple of, I had a couple of moments that still to this day affect me. Like a couple, about 2 dark moments. Like ones where I was like, man, what is going on here? Like, how you gonna do that to me? You know what I'm saying? Talking to God, like, how you gonna do that to me, man? Like, yeah. So I know two for sure. Like 2 for sure.
You feel like expounded on maybe one?
I mean, well, the first one was losing DeMarcus. Okay. We was young. This story, I started real young. I started real young, high school, obviously. And he was like maybe 3 years younger. So when I hit the streets, we hit the streets running. It wasn't a game. We didn't play with nobody. It was all gas, no brakes. And I think when I lost him, I think that was like real, because what a lot of people don't understand too is that street people that's in the streets, they have a sense of discernment as well. They know when something is not right. They know when something feel off. They know when to move around. They know when not to catch that play, or when somebody calling and, it sounds crazy, but that's where you have the most spiritual insight at, is in the street. Because mind you, I'm in the streets, but I still prayed every night. I prayed for me. I prayed for them. I prayed for all my partners. I did that faithfully. My daddy used to sit me on the side of the bed on our knees. He taught me how to say the Our Father prayer, repeating after him. And he did that until I was able to say it by myself. So I always prayed, man. I always prayed. My family always prayed. I come from a praying family, 100%. Both grandmothers, pawpaws, I come from that. So when DeMarcus was killed, that was a, and the way he was killed, and for him to tell me, go put some clothes on, we about to go to the park, we about to go hoop. And my dad called me like, DeMarcus down. I heard the shots, and I'm thinking, because we were so bad, I'm like, man, we done got at somebody else. Whole time, it's our turn now. You feel me? So when I ran, I didn't even go to regular. I ran through the cut. The police had to actually pull their gun out on me because I wasn't stopping. I was steady coming. And I think that's when I started like why, man? Why you know what I'm saying? And I be praying for us. How you gonna let this happen? You know what I'm saying? Like,
So did you get angry with God at that moment?
Oh man, 100%. I was furious. I couldn't understand because, like I said, I had been praying. Because all I know is if you pray, He gonna cover y'all. And that just wasn't. It ain't go like that. It didn't not go like that.
So let's pivot there. So that was one of your darkest moments.
The first one.
The first one. One of the darkest moments. So when you got mad at God, what did that do to you? Did it take you deeper into the streets?
100%.
Did it make you lose faith?
It was like, why? I just didn't understand what was going on. Like, I didn't understand. I'm praying for us. How could you? And I'm praying that this don't happen to us. But at the same time, Lord knows what we was doing to other people. You know what I mean? So, where we come from, it's not really pity. It's what you expect. You thought it wasn't, it was kind of like that. So at that moment, I did get deeper. I did get angrier. And I got wilder. You know what I mean? So yeah, that was the first one I experienced for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you lose faith in God because of something traumatic that happens to you. You're praying and you're hoping and you're seeking Him because that's all you know. But yet you're called to the streets at this moment, unbeknownst to you that you wasn't pushed out there because your childhood was rather good, but you chose to go that way. So you turn and get angry at God. So at that moment, when that happened, then you had another moment.
Correct.
You were shot.
Correct.
So how did that experience when you got shot change your perspective on God and on life? Because you still got fragments, right?
100%.
In your body, in your arm.
Yeah.
And I remember you telling me that your whole left arm, right,
Correct.
is basically not your arm.
Well, the elbow.
The elbow was not your arm.
Shattered. Yeah,
completely shattered.
This is fake. All that's fake.
So you basically got a fake arm, but God allowed you to keep it without a prosthetic, but no feeling sometimes, still got bullet fragment. How did that change with other holes, right?
Correct.
In your body?
I was shot 4 times.
4 times.
Yeah.
Where at again? Your arm?
Twice in my arm, once in my chest, and one in my leg. Yeah.
So in the chest, twice in your arm, and one in your leg. Correct. And you weigh how much?
At that time, I was a $125 soaking wet.
And you still here? But how did that change your life?
I ain't gonna lie, dramatically. I think at that time of my life, I was going so hard. You know what I'm saying? It was nice. I forgot to pray. But by then, I had done, it's like this. By then, I had done so much. I was surprised it took that long, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? I had done so much, bro. But when it happened, and the extent that it happened, you know what I mean? The extent that that person went to try to,
right,
to remove me, to try to kill me, the extent that he went to, and it didn't work. You know what I mean? For me to come up out of that, sit up myself, and honestly, all I kept remembering was, and this is how I realized I don't have to question God no more, bro, because I didn't, after the first shot, I didn't feel anything. It was very traumatic. He actually gunned me down. We actually ran head on into each other. Me and the shooter, we ran head on into each other, face to face. I can remember seeing him walk off. It's kind of like a dream. I can remember seeing him walk off. When I set up, all I heard was, "Don't panic. Call 911." And I remember having, man, I must have wore the smallest pants that day. Them doggone Ralph Lauren jeans. Boy, I must have wore the smallest pants that day. Lord have mercy. And it was actually yesterday made 8 years, July 22nd. And it was actually 100 degrees yesterday, and it was 100 degrees on that day too.
Wow.
Yeah, and I set up, and my arm in the shirt like this. I set up. I'm on the ground, and I remember saying, "Don't panic." I pulled my phone out, and I called 911. And when I called 911, y'all, I'm so silly. By this time, I didn't know how many times I was shot, but I seen a lot of hoes. I was like, "Golly," and but I still hear a voice telling me, "Don't panic, just call 911." When I called 911, I got up, I set up, I started walking to Mr. Richard's house. God rest Mr. Richard's soul, Stickman. I started walking in his house. I called 911. I said, "Yeah, cause y'all said the ambulance, I just got shot a lot of times." And the woman said, "Where are you?" I said, "I'm by Mr. Richard's house. Y'all know what Mr. Richard say. Y'all send the police there every day. The police go there every day." And I walked to Stickman's house and I say, "Stickman, I got shot." And Mr. Richard, "Oh Lord." So they went to get towels. By then, like I said, they knew exactly where I was. The ambulance was, they came. And yeah. So that was a moment where I was mad at first, because I was like, "Boy, who done did this to me?" But I understood that God kept me here. Like that's when I really got the picture.
So at that moment when you got shot and you said that you were running and you was head on, face to face with the gunman, y'all collided with each other.
Yeah, because I ran from him. So he running behind me. And I run around the house. I'm really running where I seen people at, because wasn't nobody where I was. So, but instead of me going straight where I was headed, I kind of went here for a second to see if, I'm trying to get myself together. Then something said, "Get up." When I got up, I ran back. For some reason, I ran back on the side of the house where I came from. I didn't think he was still behind me. So when he came around the corner, it was like that. You know what I'm saying? So when he came, he was looking and he swung in. When he swung, he was like, I was like, "No, man." You know what I'm saying?
And then at that point, no, man, it was already over.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
When you faced him head on at that moment, did you know how sometimes they say you sense death when it's there? Did you sense anything? Was there anything that you sensed besides no man at that moment? What happened besides no man? Or did you not have a second?
I remember, it was, I can't remember when I ain't gonna lie. At that time, I'm like, "No," you know what I'm saying? I'm like, "No, man." And when I fell, I can honestly remember saying, "God, don't let me die like this." I remember saying that to myself. You know what I'm saying? I remember that. And then I just remember something saying, don't panic. Like the whole time, I did not panic. You know what I'm saying? Like I wouldn't, like I said, I called 911. I got up and walked to Mr. Rich's house. Mr. Rich's house had to be 1, 2, 3, 4 houses down in the middle of East Grant, where I was. So I walked to safety. You know what I'm saying? He walked off. He didn't panic either. Like whoever he was, he know, you know what I'm saying? He came about business. He knew he had to come about business. So he did what he thought he had done. And once he left, I can remember vividly saying, "God, don't let me die like this, man." You know what I'm saying?
So you knew enough from your childhood and how it was instilled, how you grew up on the side of the bed, prayers, mother, and all of that.
Correct.
That you knew enough that even though you were in the streets, you knew enough to call on the name of Jesus. Despite everything that was going on, even though you had lost something, you still had enough faith and hope to say,
Yeah,
I know
God,
something
don't
better
let
than
me-
this.
yeah,
God, don't let me die like this.
yeah.
So then at that moment, did you ever feel like once you started to recoup that your life had purpose and hope, that you were starting to feel a purpose or a sense of hope?
No.
What did it do to you? Did you still stay out there? What did it do?
Yeah, it took, I mean, like I said, you know, the family, they come pray. I mean, it took a minute. You know, everybody like, God got, you know, everybody say what everybody say and
Yeah.
stuff like that. God got a special calling on your life. But right then and there, yeah, I'm not trying to hear that. You know, at that moment, man, who shot me?
Revenge is what you was looking for.
100%. So I just, you know, I went through a lot, bro. I didn't sleep for a long time. I was angry. You know what I'm saying? I had people outside trying to figure it out like I was angry. You know what I'm saying? And I can remember the cop, Big Head, he watched me grow up. You know what I'm saying? And I can remember him coming in there when he heard, and he was like begging. He was like, please just let me find out what's going on. And I looked at him and told him, like, you got 6 months to figure this out. And then it's my turn. But like I said all that to say this, God made it a way to where I never found out who, why. I never found out. It was no retaliation. Ain't no was none of that. That was God's way of, that was the beginning of pulling me out the streets. It took a little minute. When I moved here, I was still in the streets. You know, it didn't start there. It was the beginning of me seeing like the Marcus get killed. I lost my daddy. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying, confused about life now. That was the start of me understanding you here for a purpose. You gotta think about this. Like, so when I moved out here, I thought I was being slick. You know, oh, I'm gonna stay out here in Houston. When I find out, I'm gonna go back to him. I'm gonna come back here like nothing wrong. It don't work like that. You know what I mean? And after 2 years, I got tired. I'm like, man, God, I don't even care no more. Like, I don't care no more. I don't care no more. You know what I mean? Like, at this point, I always was in. I read the Bible. I always in the Bible. Like I said, I always prayed. I never stopped praying. But at this point, I was just like, man, you gonna reveal it. Whoever, you know what I'm saying, show me. You know what I mean? But I think he kind of knew in my heart I really didn't want to know, because that starts.
Yeah.
It starts the healing all over again. You know what I mean? So it was the start of pulling me out, even though it still took up until 2 months ago. You know what I'm saying?
And you got shot 8 years ago.
Correct.
And it took you until 2 months ago.
Correct.
So you spent 8 years still doing what you were doing after the fact, facing death.
Yeah, 100%.
So let's go there. When you got here, you was trying to come here so that you can do your plotting, so you can sneak back and do whatever, and then it was over. But God wouldn't even let you do that, because he was pulling on you. He was pulling you away from and out of at the same time, because he already knew that when you asked him, laying on the ground, God, don't let me go out like that.
Yeah.
And that voice that was coming to you was telling you, don't panic. He was revealing to you purpose then.
Yeah.
Why he still needed you to be here.
Correct.
So at this moment, with all the what we just shared, what will you leave the people with from now, what we shared up until now? What would you tell them about the life that they're trying to still pursue, but they out there still? They're still struggling to do things contrary to the will of God, and they can turn their life over right now. What would be the thing that you would tell them from what you experienced from the streets to prior? What can you tell them?
I think people more struggle with why they're here. I think when people go through things, I think you have to go through something.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think, and if anybody has went through something and they're questioning, I think it's kind of like you just have to. Unfortunately, it's for some of us, for me, for some of us, that people that might be like me, who's so headstrong, it takes something like that, because jail couldn't hold me. Jail wasn't doing it. So I have to sit you down 100%. Mm-hmm. You understand what I'm saying? Because I can go to jail and manipulate jail. You feel me? Mm-hmm. But because you know me, this is God, you know me, right? You know me and you're aware that I exist. But you lost the mortgage, you lost your daddy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you really ain't, you're drugging.
Mm-hmm.
You're out your mind.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't trying to hit nothing, and you feel like you're untouchable. So I have to sit you down. I have to sit you down. Some of us, unfortunately, we have to get set down. Like, we have to get set down. We have to get set down in ways like that to where it ain't nobody but who else would have kept me here? You know, and people don't understand when you go through trauma, it's the late nights that bring common sense into your head. It's not the days when you're sitting around people and you're trying to, it's the nights when you by yourself and ain't nobody around. Then you want to pray. And then he go to talking to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, what you think, you know, you here for a reason, and what you think you here for, and who you think, who else would have saved me? Nobody else would have kept me up like that. But that man. That wasn't nobody but God. And that's the day I stopped questioning my life. Like, I was angry. I did get mad, but I never questioned, oh yeah, I know I'm here for a reason, duh.
So you're basically saying you don't have to go through what you may about to face or what you went through if you just take heed and listen to somebody.
Yeah,
but if you don't listen,
that's it.
If you don't listen, then you're going to have to be set down the way that God wants to sit you down. But if you just listen.
Man, listen to your parents, man. Listen to somebody that them people know what they talking about. It's not, bro. If you, you just have to listen. Even if you're not in high school, it's people. I got partners that still need to listen. You have to listen to somebody, bro. Especially if they telling you something. If you don't want to hear it, you probably need to listen to it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, oh man, I don't want you. That's what you probably need to be hearing. You know what I mean? That's 100%. If I'd have listened to my daddy, if I'd have listened to my mom, if I listened to my stepdad, if I'd have listened to the people that love me, I probably wouldn't even have to go through that. I went through that because Keena ain't gonna listen to nobody. I thought I knew everything, and I ain't know nothing. You feel me? So, man, you gotta listen, bro.
So you know what I'm really hearing in all of that? Because I was sitting here just thinking, like, you said that you grew up with the things that you grew up with, and you chose to go down that path. So as parents who's listening to this, who have younger children, or a grandparent who has their children, it's best for everybody to know their purpose and their identity and the why as to why God created us in the first place and what we were created and born to do.
Right.
Because if you instill not just the values and the principles, because we can see that can falter, but we instill your purpose and your identity in who you were born to be, do you think that can help? Would that have helped you in some kind of way?
What you mean?
Meaning that if they would have instilled more of the identity and purpose of who God really called you to be, would have steered you out there that way? You think so? If you'd have knew more of why you were created to be, instead of feeling like you had to be something.
I should have been playing ball. Them people, they pushed that. I had my uncle was a coach. He played ball. My uncle T. It's about what, like I told you earlier. It's about the company that you keep. It's 100% about the company you keep. You know what I'm saying? Had I not been hanging with the dope boys, I wouldn't have wanted to be one. Had I not been around the gangsters, I wouldn't have wanted to be one.
Touche. But so, like, I feel like for me, growing up, I'm just going to speak for me, because yours is a little different. But for me, I feel like I didn't know who I was. So I had, my father growing up, and he was with me, and then I had a stepmother. I didn't have my mom, right. But my identity and my purpose was hidden up under what people's agendas and what they wanted me to do.
Right.
So yes, I did the same thing. I played basketball. I had coaches. I had all of that pushing me to do that, but I didn't have an identity. I didn't know who I was outside of basketball. I had no real purpose, no identity. I didn't know who I was. I didn't know who Loretta Lachey was. I only knew what I was being taught on for what they was pushing on me. Right. Is where I'm getting at. So I get what you're saying, but I didn't know. Like my dad had us in track. He had us in basketball. We had my grandmother, who was a great pillar. You know, she and what's holding me together today as to why my faith is so strong in God and how I know who God is today is because my grandmother prayed. My dad kept us in church, but I watched my grandmother pray, worship, cry out to God, instill, and she told me some things, but I didn't have no one cultivating my identity and my purpose. It was also hidden behind what people thought I should do to keep me out of trouble, to keep me from going down that road. So it was more so of I'm gonna forbid you from doing certain things because you're gonna have to do something. But that wasn't my real purpose and my identity. That was just something to get me through a threshold of life, is what I'm saying.
Right.
So if I feel like if I would have known what I know now, who I was called to be, and it took me to be at this age of 43 to know who I was,
right,
and being cultivated into my purpose and what God called me to be, not in what the coaches was doing and not with that, then I would have known that, hey, Shay, you didn't have to look for love in all the wrong places. You didn't have to make a bad marriage. You didn't have to do this, but I didn't know. So I wasn't trained. And so that's what I'm instilling with my kids on today, their purpose and their identity, so they don't go looking for things that's not of God.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So they're not going to chase a bag or what you call it, a phone book.
Correct.
Because they know that just because you got a phone book, I don't have to get the phone book how you got the phone book.
Correct.
But I'm going to work hard to get my phone book because too much is given, much is required. Correct. And I don't have to go get it in the way that you're getting it. So I think that's where I was trying to get at. Not that it's steering us, but I didn't have an identity until now.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
Right. Well, it was, you know, because my family was sports. You know what I mean? Everybody, we played sports. So it was the basketball. And I was real good. So I just knew, I was going to the NBA. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Like I was going, you know, but like I said, man, I tell people, man, no matter what you're doing on the inside your house, you have to, you know, make sure you have a relationship with your kids to where they know that they don't have to go outside and do nothing, because influence is big. It's really, really big. You know what I'm saying? And what they go outside and see, how other people, how free other kids are, that's influential. Man, my mama, just like with smoking. I don't even smoke. I don't smoke in front of my mama. Wouldn't dare. And I'm 37. I don't even smoke anymore, but I wouldn't have done it in front of my mama for sure. My daddy, after so long, he understood, okay, this is just her. I can smoke in front of Nine. I can drink in front of Nine. But Nicole, I wouldn't curse in front of my mama. I was never about not as close as open around my daddy as I was my mama, because that was just respect. And it ain't that I didn't respect my daddy. It was easier to be around my daddy than my mama. Like it was.
Your daddy was a little bit more lenient, right?
Bingo. Like he was, man. You know,
there's structure over there, right? So you not that it wasn't less, but you know he was because she was a girl.
Bingo. I was spoiled. Daddy's 100% spoiled.
So mama had that. You're not gonna do anything, and then you had that respect because she was mama.
Yeah, and furthermore, that's not gonna fly over here.
Yeah.
You know, you're gonna do what I say do over here. You know, it's not you go, if you want to cry and get your way, go ahead, but you're not gonna do that over here. And that still carried with me. You know, that still carried with me. You know what I mean? So that's, and you can't, let me tell y'all something. Parents, you can't make your kids do anything. That's why I say you have to build a relationship with them so that they know to come to you when they're confused about something, and not to their partner. You know what I mean? We can only hope for the best for our kids. And sometimes hard parenting is not going, you cannot make your child, because if you push and push and push, they going to pull and pull and pull. And they're going to be, prime example, pastor kids. They don't know nothing to nobody, because I know a couple of pastor kids, but they total opposite of what they mama or daddy wanted them to be. Let's just be for real. You know what I mean? It's the same thing.
The stigma is out for that too. So I think sometimes kids play on that, but it could be that because we pressure our kids into doing things that we want to mold and make them to become like what we should have been or what we think they should be. And so sometimes that's to a default because you want to see the best, but sometimes it's not the best. And I remember dealing with some things with one of my oldest and my 14-year-old on some hard truths and some things, and having conversations with them and sitting down and talk with them. And I remember God saying, some of this stuff that you're dealing with them, you're going to have to love them through it. It's not going to be a bunch of talking. It's not going to be a bunch of badgering. You're going to have to love them through it and let them see
Correct.
the love of you and the mercy that I'm giving to you. You're going to have to love, nurture, talk, respect, relationship. You're going to have to listen to the very thing that you don't want to hear. And so I remember having a conversation and we talked about that. And I'm like this, you got to be kidding me. When I heard it, my mouth and my jaws dropped. And I'm like, my heart said bloop. And I'm like, okay, God, what are we doing? He's like, you can't retaliate. You can't do anything. You got to listen. That we listen and we don't judge.
Correct.
I listened. And when I listened and I gave a reaction that they was not going to think they was going to receive, that opened up so much. And it's just been that, it opened up so much for us that it's just been a freedom of speech in here. They're able to talk to me. We're able to talk. We're able to mingle. And so I think that's very important as parents, is that we can give them the world and give them everything. As we heard Ms. Keenan said,
Correct.
I had a lot of stuff growing up too. But sometimes we have to give them just the opposite of what we don't expect to give them.
And sometimes too, I'm going to tell y'all this too. Just pray. Pray for your kids.
Mm-hmm.
Pray for them. I mean, sometimes you have to wash your hands with them. You have to be like, you know what? I'm going to put it in God's hands. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because when I thought my mama washed her hands with me, oh, baby, I want to do whatever I could to get Nicole to say, I'm proud of you or whatever. But your mama know when you faking it. Just like God.
Can't you just tie that with what you said with God?
Correct.
When you heard God the most, and you way down, and that because you grew up this way, and we done did so many things that feel like we discrediting God. We can't get back in His good grace, and then
when
boom.
We think His hand and came up off us, where we go?
We go crying. I would think some do. We go crying back to the throne of grace and mercy.
They all do. They all do.
Do we?
They not gonna. Nobody gonna tell you what they do in their house at night by themselves when they don't got nothing.
You sure?
I'm positive.
You sure they do?
They ain't gonna tell you. The hardest person they go up and they go home and they cry. They cry to go. Funny. I know you is because it's true.
A sea lion moment.
Yeah, it's true.
I had put a pin in it.
Yeah, that's okay.
You sure they crying to the right God?
Yes. Go ahead, Shay. Yeah, someone, I don't know. I'm crying to the right one. I'm crying to the right one. Clearly, because I'm still here. You know what I mean? But I just encourage parents to don't push it, man. Pray for them and come on, get off their back, man. Get off their. Some of them you just have to really put it in God's hands. For real.
So since 2 months ago, Keena done been baptized.
Correct.
What else?
Joined church, baptized, and I completely gave my life to the Lord. I mean, I don't even have, at first, like last year, I tried it, but I didn't have a physical church home. I was doing it online. I went and bought all the Bibles, all the notebooks, and I tried. I locked in, but it was a, what they be saying, thread, the fence thing on the fence.
Mm-hmm. Straddling the fence.
Straddling.
It was lukewarm.
One foot in the streets. And it was, I talk that God stuff, but then when the sun go down and it's cool outside.
You out there?
I'm back outside. Literally. You know what I'm saying? Still in the clubs. Still posted up.
So what changed this time?
Hamster mode. I have a big thing that, I don't have my dad. I lost my dad, my real dad, and I lost my stepdad just recently. And my brother on my dad's side, he actually lost our dad and his mom. And my thing now is I just want to be able to take care of my mama. I want to have somewhere safe for her to go. I want to take care of my mom. Like I want to take care of my mom. Like I want to have a big, nice, pretty house. I want her to be able to, how people like my mama stay with me. I want my mama to stay with me.
But you can do that with the streets.
Nah, you can't do that. This the thing. Street money don't last, and anybody that's real and 100 about it, they'll tell you that money, fast money. Old man always told me, slow money is for show money, and fast money is never holds. And I couldn't build the foundation that it'll build. I could start it.
Mm-hmm.
I could start it, but as soon as the rain comes, it's gone because it wasn't built on. It was built on a rocky ground, rocky soil. Like I could not build what I wanted to build for my mama because God wasn't in it.
That's what I'm trying to get at.
He wasn't in the midst of it. Yeah, I pray every night and do all that, but I'm not getting my money the right way. My biggest thing is money. I need to get this paper. I'm trying to do this and do that. Every time I hit a lick, every time I get some big money, I'm sending it to my mom. I want to make sure my mom's straight. I want to make sure my brothers and sisters straight. Asking people if they good. You know what I'm saying? It's and man, I'm gonna be just honest, but I just got to the point where I just got tired, bro. And I told him, even with smoking cigarettes, smoking weed, drinking, man, I got tired, bro. I just was tired. I ain't gonna lie, I was tired. I'm tired of the streets. I was 100% tired of the streets, man. I was just tired of being the first one out there, tired of being the last one, tired of having to look over my shoulder. Tired. You know what I mean?
So you literally just hit a brick wall.
When I told, I'm like, bro, I'm tired, man. I'm tired of this, and I need you, bro. And bro, I'm one of the people. If you say something, you gonna have to hold it, and ain't nobody holding their word but him. So you said if I give you my life 100%, and I ain't playing with you. I don't go out on the block no more. I do not go out. I do not indulge in anything that don't have nothing to do with God. I'm in between apartments right now. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I'm at my lowest in a sense to somebody who don't know that I'm really at my highest right now. You know what I'm saying? Spiritually, I'm at peace. I don't care how bad it looks. You understand? Mm-hmm. I don't care if something don't work. I don't care. I know God is in the midst of it. Because he got a promise. He made a promise to me. And that Bible, I don't care what nobody say. Everybody got their opinions on the Bible, and that's fine. But that Bible, my opinion on it is the blueprint. Man, that sucker, everything that's from Matthew and John. I'm almost finished Matthew. I just keep reading. I just keep going over Matthew 23 because Jesus had a sense of humor, but he did not play. And I just kept going over and over and over. I kept going over and over. And it's real powerful. The Bible, everything that Jesus, I'm gonna tell y'all this. Jesus in John, man, and it's called Christian Movies on YouTube. If you like me and you gotta see it, like I have to see it. So like I have my Bible open, I be on, and you chill witness to this. You know what I mean?
Y'all, she blows me up. Middle of the night, in the morning. First thing I wake up, boom. The girl don't sleep. She's hungry.
Listen. Man, and John, bro, Jesus told them people. Jesus ain't telling them that. He showed them who he was. He showed them people who he was, bro. He showed them people who he was. And they still didn't believe him. And he had, they called disciples, but for y'all, that don't know, he had 12 partners with him. And out of those 12 partners, man, he had one. And Jesus did so much for these people. And right now today, you got friends. And we do so much for our friends, man. We do all this for our friends. And at the end of all this breaking bread, he called it. He said, man, one of y'all gonna betray me. You know what I'm saying? And they, oh no, oh I wouldn't. Oh, who it is? Woo. He like, look, all that's fine and dandy. But one of y'all gonna turn on me. And y'all at the end of John, his partner, Judas, y'all, he gave a drop on Jesus, y'all. He gave a drop on Jesus. He went got them Pharisees and them Jews and them people and told them where he was for 30 coins, 30 pounds, 30 something.
Silver.
Yeah, it wouldn't even go.
Silver.
Jesus Christ. It turned on Jesus for silver. See what I'm saying? Just imagine that, bro. You give somebody everything and they turn on you for nothing. For absolutely nothing. And man, just like today, you know, they walked him through the hood. They walked him through the hood. They hung him up. They shot dice for his clothes. They ain't even wore no clothes back then. Just garments and sheets and stuff. And they shot dice for his stuff. And then one of the people that they took him to, he knew something wasn't right. And he even second guessed himself about killing him. And he said, I'm the son of man, I'm the son of God. And he went back, he said, wait, hold on, y'all. I might not need to do this. And he's like, well, if you don't do it, that's why you gotta watch the stuff you have in your ear, the people you have in your ear, because do what they was telling them. Well, ain't you the emperor's friend? If you don't do this, then you ain't his friend. So he's like, well, boom, y'all can have it. Kill him. And they killed that man for telling the truth. They killed Jesus for telling the truth. Nobody after he made the blind to where they could see. He healed all these people. You know what I'm saying? A lady touched a little piece of his sheet, his garment, what they call it. And she was healed. Man, after all that, bro. And I'm saying that because you can show a person loyalty today. You can show a person whatever you want to show them. Y'all, but if they not going to believe you, if they don't believe, they just not going to believe. They just not going to believe, bro. No matter what you do.
And we're experiencing that
right now.
To this day. Real life.
In the life.
In the flesh.
For real.
So we are. It doesn't matter. The very first time you called me about the Bible, you cracked me up when I ain't gonna say the first time, but you said, hold on, bro. He told the people, don't say nothing. And then you went to go tell.
This is in Matthew.
You were so mind blown. You was like, he told the people, don't say nothing. And they went and said something anyway. Like, bro.
So my pastor gave me, he told me to read these books, and he told me to read John 1st and Matthew, and he just gave me a way, and I didn't know the way it was, and I still don't know, and I'm probably not going to until I finish what I'm told to do. And in Matthew, when I got to Matthew, in John, he spit on the ground and he made the person could see. But in Matthew, he touched their eyes. And after he touched their eyes, he told them people they were blind first. And this just blew me. He touched their eyes
you
and
know how I baited you so you can tell this story. That's why I kept saying it like I said. So you can tell the story.
You've been baiting me to do this anyway.
Because
man.
I was cracking up when you told me. I was like, this girl is fried. Like, you was like, Shay, man, they talk too much.
Bruh, y'all have to be quiet because he touched them people. And the very next thing he told them was, see that you don't let the people know. And you know what they did, bro? They wouldn't let the people know. All the people of the country. They told everybody. And people wanted to kill Jesus because they did not see You know what I'm saying? And we gotta learn to keep some things. And my mama so she can get on, so she can join.
Okay.
So she could, so my thing is with that, when I realized that, Nicole Harris, my bad, mama, I put your name out there.
You did. Cover of Jesus.
Oh, yeah, all right. So,
She's in.
so when I seen that, that gave me something too. Every blessing that God give you, you don't have to tell everybody about it. You know, every blessing that He give you, you don't have to tell everybody about it. Some things keep to yourself. You know, you don't have to tell every blessing. You know what I mean? I'm excited about what I'm learning. You know, so I only got 2 people to tell. I be telling my mama too, but I only got, like, if I ain't telling Miss Tracy, I'm telling her. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's sometimes you don't have to tell. If they're gonna see the works He doing anyway. You don't have to tell them about every blessing that man giving you. See to that they don't know.
So at that moment, y'all, this girl is funny. Like I'm telling y'all, she be blowing me up and calling. I'll be cracking up at her. I'll be having. Look, I told her I'm about to watch these Bible stories because I mean, she got me so geeked up. I'm about to watch how she do. Because I be like, okay. She said, I'm looking at them clip like that did happen. Then I'm look. I'm in my book like, dang, I forgot about that. I'm like, she got me on fire. Like, you ever had somebody that pushes you? You think you're supposed to be pushing them, but they pushing you. This is how it happens. Like, she literally was like, God, I just want to walk in my purpose, in your will. Like, what do you have for me? Like, I want to know what you're calling me to, what I'm doing. She, even though we were connected from someone mutual, she has become a big sounding board to me. Like the wisdom that she's given to me, how God is using her in this season for me is just mind blowing. I'm like, what? Like, you don't have no idea what I done said, what I just thought about saying. Like, she comes in. And so this is how I know that God has purpose and we have identity, because when the enemy tries to steal it, when the enemy tries to kill, when the enemy tries to destroy what he can't do, he had to get permission to do what he needed to do, but he didn't have permission, or he didn't have the authority to kill. He only had permission to rattle, shake, shoot, and do some stuff, but he had no authority to take her life. He has no authority to take our life. If we are alive and breathing right now today, we still have a right now, yes, to give him, so we still can make things right. We still can get back to the throne of grace. We still can overturn any decision that the enemy or your own self has blocked you from getting to. Like she said, if I tell that mountain to move, it's about to move. Oh, you gonna move. And she is so adamant about.
You have to believe that. Like, it's let me tell y'all, it's real big about what you believe, and I'm talking about wholeheartedly. You can't believe when it's good and don't believe when it's bad. Man, I wholeheartedly, with everything in me, believe in God. Like, I believe what I pray. You know, I believe no good, bad, ugly. I just believe that he has me covered. I don't, listen. All right, quick. I wanted to get this job so bad, y'all. I wanted this job so bad.
I promise you, I was going there.
I wanted this job so bad, y'all. Like I told y'all, I'm going through something right now, and it's crazy because in the middle of my storm, guess what, man? This lady will tell y'all, in the middle of me going through what I'm going through, man. I'm so. Yeah, you can't do that. You was so crazy. Listen, am I not the most positive person you've seen going through their own?
Oh no, you've been frowning, pouting. No, I'm just kidding. No, she has.
Seriously.
No, seriously, straight up. No, she has been. When the enemy, she texted me when something happened with the job and say, whoop, whoop, whoop. I said, what? Then she called, we got on the phone. She was like, man, but I know God got something for me. I know God. And I'm like, no, he got something for you. You know, she gonna tell it, but I'm like, he got something for you. She like, yes, God, I'm not about to waver. I'm not about to give up because I done came too far. Like, I'm in my Bible. I got faith. If I tell this mountain to move, this is her favorite thing. If I tell this mountain to move, you gonna move. Like, her faith is unmatched. And I'm not discrediting where you've been. But somebody who's, like you said, been shot, everything, and just said, forget it, whatever. Her faith never wavered in God, even though she's been through, because she knew it was instilled in her and she always had God in her heart. But now that she really has God in her heart and she gave God a yes, and he had to break some stuff, like, I'm watching God break, rebuild. I'm watching her be a mentor. I'm watching her speak. I'm watching her be bold. I'm watching her be encouraged. I'm watching her skin glow. I'm watching God. In 2 months, she ain't talk about this. She ain't smoked. She ain't drunk. She did say she went to the clubs. She ain't thought about no opposite sex. She just been on fire for God. It's been her and Butter.
That's it.
And y'all know who Butter is? It's a dog.
Butter Francesca.
Butter Francesca is her dog. It's been her and Butter, and then, like she said, Miss Tracy was a pillar, and then myself, and then her mom, of course, her mom. First of all, her mom, then us. You know, so well, God, we already know that, but it's been her. I'm watching her walk. She's not just talking about it. I'm watching her live it. She's living, breathing, living, breathing. Living, breathing, then living again the word of God. She go to bed with him. It's 2:00 in the morning. I ain't go to bed at 2. I couldn't put that down. Which is 5. I was up pacing the floor praying. Me and Butter. Butter like, come and lay down. Butter want to go sleep. It's really, she hungry. Like, it's she been helping me. If I could actually, that's what it's all about, is that we need to help. When I'm not strong, I guess she's strong. That's the saying, but I'm strong, but I'm just saying she's been strong too. Like, we've been strengthening each other. So I ain't saying like she done came.
I think
because y'all got to say that differently, because people probably think that I'm just done got weak.
No.
Yeah, but the people on Facebook when say stuff.
Yeah, but what I think a lot of people struggle with when it's time to come to Christ, I think they struggle with where I'm at, the low part, like. Like I said, I may feel like I don't have nothing, because I'm used to having stuff. So it's not that I don't have nothing. It's that
God got you really dependent on him.
100%.
So
it ain't no if
and I'm watching God strip people away from you just so you can depend on him.
I mean 100%. I mean 100%. And when I say this, I'm like, because it is extremely hard when you give up everything and you totally submit, because you have to start. He has to, when he told, who that was, Jeremiah, he sent to the clay man house. That was him. I'm in the clay moment. You know what I'm saying? When I'm in that room, and I'm up burning the oil that mint, like you say.
The midnight oil.
You see what I'm saying? And I'm reading and I'm studying and I'm trying to, when I came across the parables section, I didn't stop until I got that. You know what I mean? So I think a lot of people struggle with this part of it. Like, man, it's too hard. Like, man, I don't got nothing, God. When you said you was, but man, we gotta be wholeheartedly, because he not gonna lie. Number one, we promised something. We are promised something. So with us being promised something, man will break his promise, but God not gonna break his promise, bro. So he said, if you stay faithful on this walk with me, if you stay faithful, bro, and we pray in our prayer, say heaven as it is in heaven, on earth as it is in heaven. So my thing is this: if I stay faithful to you, you gonna make sure I'm straight. You gonna make sure I'm good, man. If you do what I tell you to do, man, I got you. If you give me your life 100%, and now I'm at the point where, man, what you want me to do? What you want me to do? Every morning I wake up, what you want me to do? What you need? What is my purpose? What do I need to do to make you happy? My mama, she done told me, baby, I'm proud of you. Boom, I got her proud of me. Now, what do I need to do to make God proud of me? What I need to do to make you proud and happy with the decisions I'm making now. I'm not leading nobody into destruction. I'm not treading the fence. I don't have a street life to go back to, because I 100% gave that up now. I mean, I go to church, every Sunday. I missed one Sunday since I joined, and that was because I was sick and I couldn't make it. And I even got up to try to make it, and I couldn't. You know what I mean? But every day after that, man, I was at church. I'm at church. I just started back working. I wasn't even working for the past 2 weeks, but I ain't miss a beat. How the room got paid for? I didn't miss a beat.
And even if he allowed people to help you, that was God.
Yeah, all of it.
Because I just want to put
Don't
that out.
nobody get listen.
I just want to put that out in the atmosphere because sometimes people will be like,
nobody gets the glory.
Yeah, you got paid for because I did it. Well, he allowed somebody to bless you. That's a door. He's the gate, the way through. That's the door. So don't get it twisted because God said, "I'll make enemies your footstool, and I'll make ways of escape." And I said, "I'll never leave you nor forsake you." He'll drop people in your way. I'll give you points here, or I need you to bless them there, or I'm gonna send you this.
And you know
and it been so easy walking with God.
Hold on though. Let me tell you something. That only came when I stopped worrying myself, begging. Every night, Lord, please, you gonna get this. Lord, please send me this thing. Man, look, when I stopped worrying, I told you the other day when that happened Monday, I was like, man, because I'm a big old crybaby. I'm tough, but I'm a crybaby. I said, even after I got baptized, I ain't been crying not one time. Because I'm standing on that word. You understand what I'm saying? My faith, you can't shake me. You feel what I'm saying? That enemy know, man, I know I can't get her. You understand what I'm saying? So he go to fooling with my team. Yeah. You understand what I'm saying? But I told you on that phone, man, I'm not about to cry. I'm about to pray. I'm about to go pray. And I don't have to worry about nothing. Jesus Christ, y'all. Listen, man, y'all talking to somebody who was bad to the bone. And I mean that. But ain't nobody better than God. Ain't nobody more loyal than God. Anytime I could be loyal to the streets, loyal to situations that I'm not supposed to be loyal to, and having conscience of it, and it lasts for a little bit, but I was always in hamster mode, just running and I ain't going nowhere. I got so many dreams. I want to do so much, and I can't get to it. I'm almost there, but I can't get to it. I had to build my foundation with God in it, and now God is, like I say, I ain't man. Listen, where I'm at right now, I'm okay with it, man. I'm at peace right now, like I'm good, like I'm not worried about how I'm gonna eat. I'm not worried about the room gonna get paid. I'm not worried about nothing. Everything is 100% in God's hands. Wasn't worried about no job, y'all. I wanted this job so bad, y'all. Man, I wanted this job so bad, y'all. And I just knew because I hadn't been smoking. I said, oh man, my urine clean. I can't wait to go take this drug test. And I can't wait to do this. I was more worried about my background. Calling people back home, they say, I see your charges started in 2013, but everything dismissed. I said, huh? I said, no, I know. I was on papers for 7 years, ma'am. I know it's something. She said, well, that's fine, but all this dismissed. I said, okay, well, we ain't worried about that. So I just know I wasn't worried about my drug test. Y'all, for that drug test to come back positive, marijuana, y'all, I was so disappointed. And I had almost got discouraged a teeny tiny bit. But I told her prior to this, I said, no matter what happened, bro, I'm going to wholeheartedly keep my faith in God. And that's what I did. And in the same day, man, I got the proof. The same day, I'm in my head like, and then I gotta tell, you know, my God mama, my spiritual God mama, not Aunt Jen. I had to tell her, like, I gotta go in there and be like, man, I failed the drug test. Mind you, she went to bat to give me this spot, and I'm like, man, I failed it, and I told my mama, and she like, well, you gotta just stay away from that stuff. I said, Mama, I ain't smoking. You know what I'm saying? But she was like, Keena, don't get discouraged. Hit this job up. Hit that job up. What they said. Didn't they call you? do this, and y'all the same day. Am I lying?
Same day. She got what? Oh yeah, you got about a couple of interviews, a couple of
Oh,
jobs.
but the same day though, did I not get a job, an interview?
No, I'm saying the same day.
The same day, y'all. The same.
And what
day.
about two of them?
Yep, back to back. Yeah. It was. It was one that Friday. And then
She
it was one
called
that
me.
Monday.
No, you ain't telling it right. She called me. She was discouraged. She was like,
I was
she was
sad,
discouraged
man.
because you didn't want to hurt folks' feelings.
Bingo.
And so she called me on the phone, texted me. I said, "Oh no, we not."
Yeah.
I said, "Satan is a lie."
Yeah.
I said, "No, you're not. When one door closed, God gonna open it. It
But what I
wasn't
told
for
you, I say this a test. I say, oh no, oh no,
She was pacing that floor.
oh no, I ain't finna, man, y'all. I clean. I ain't sit down because I knew it was a test, and I knew I had to keep him in the midst of it. So as I'm cleaning and I'm walking around, I'm listening to my little music, and y'all wasn't even listening to no church music. I was listening to Life, his old album. And I was listening to it, and I just kept saying, God, you know what? I know you got me. I know you got me. I know you in the midst of this. Man, I know you got me. Then that's how much I believe in God. I know that man got me. And that same day, I showed my mama. She said, see, I said, I don't know, y'all.
It's all about who you have connected to you in that season when you're going through too, like she said, and who you listen to, who's in your ear. Because you don't know what one word, one thing can happen or what can do to somebody. And so I just remember in that moment when she told me, I'm like, okay, so I said, God got something else for you, bigger and better. He knows what he's doing. I said, and I got so much faith that if it's for you, it don't matter what that drug screen said.
Yep.
They still can tell you to come in if it's for you.
Yep.
That don't stop what God has to do. That's not going to block it. And I told her, if you know and God knows that you have not did anything and you've been flying right ever since you gave your life over to God, and it's just a residue of what you did beforehand, then you just take it with that and you run with it. And it is what it is.
And I knew that.
And I believe before we got to talk, I really believe that the job that you are at now is a gateway, and it's an opportunity for God to show you favor.
Oh yeah, correct.
He's really going to show you favor through this job, through this work, through these people. Like, I don't know, like you had told me about the conference, how you saw so many doors in favor. Yeah. When you was telling me that, I literally was seeing your job being that same thing, like them opening doors, giving you stuff, and it wasn't just a paycheck.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Them being able to, God be able to use these people because they're well off to do things for you. And I saw that because they're going to see your life. They're going to see the presence of God, and he's going to use you at that job to be a pillar to save, win souls. And it's also going to be a benefit that God wants to do for you. Right. We don't know why God would shut a door, why he will allow us to go through another door. But the doors that he opened, can't no man shut. Yeah. And the doors that he closed, can't no man open.
Correct.
And it wasn't for you. The space and all of that wasn't for you. It's because God has something else. And so with that being said, in the midst of while we're going through trials and tribulations, we don't give up on God. We don't throw in a towel. We don't worry about what it looks like because we understand who he is.
The just and the unjust. Nobody is excluded from the storm. Nobody's excluded. You understand what I'm saying? Nobody. I don't care. I've been faithful. I've been holding it down. I told him what I was gonna do, and I've been standing on my word, and he has been standing on his. So it's nobody's excluded.
Y'all,
but just the thing
she said without a job, if y'all just catching on, she said she hadn't had a job for 2 weeks. But she ain't missed the beat. She's still eating. Bills are still getting paid.
Correct.
God's still providing.
Correct.
He's still allowing people to sow, bless, speak
Correct.
life. And while she's doing that, she's growing. I told her we're about to go on a fast. She's like, tell me how we got to fast. Because I want to fast. I've never fasted before. How I'm supposed to do this? What we going to do? Listen. It don't get no better than that. To be hungry and thirsty after righteousness.
Right. Cause it's promises. And I know if I do this, then I can have the life that I want. I can have what I want to do. You know, because I can't have this house built off of drug money and street money with my mama in there, or my brothers and my sisters. You know what I'm saying? I gotta have this built off of God, because this can't no man take this. This foundation that's being built this is on good soil now. It's not on rocky soil. It's not on soft full of thorns. It's not none of that. This is
Wait, pause. You going into the next segment, sis.
Oh, my bad.
Pause. We're going into the next week.
Oh.
We're coming back next week because there is so much more. This is not even the depths of it. Like, she going into something totally different. So we got so much more to come from this, from Miss Kina, like the life and the story. She hasn't even touched the surface of things, the questions, the whole depths of where we want to go. This is just a sneak peek, some snippets of a whole hour and some change of what God has done for her and what he's doing for her. And so I'm believing God about even next week is going to be even more in depth of what he's doing and how he's revealing himself. And this is not just about us. It's about God. It's about the kingdom. It's about who he's bringing to us, who he's assigning to us. It's about purpose, identity. It's about getting to that rightful place. So there is no good thing that he's going to withhold from us if we walk upright before him. If we suffer with him, he said that he's going to let us reign with him. So we've been suffering with him through some things, through the pains, the trials, the tribulations. When our back is against the wall, our back is against the wall, but we are not perplexed. We've been crushed and we're getting against the wall. We don't know, but we're not perplexed. We're not worried about it. Our hope is in God, and you need to surround yourself around some kingdom-minded people that when you are weak or when you don't understand and when you feel like, man, explain this to me, they know how to go to the throne of grace and they say, hey, I'm praying for you. Let's talk about it. Let's go. And they know how to keep you grounded. Because if you don't have a foundation, like she said earlier, and if you're not grounded on something,
the littlest thing can show you what people faith, where they faith lies. So if people just have faith when it's good, that you better make sure they have faith when it's bad too. You better make sure the people you got around you know that strong when it's sunny and when it's stormy. You can't have
fickle.
You can't do that. You can't be all down for God when it's good, and the moment something happens, you, oh Lord, why me? Why me? I ain't question. I don't do no question. I just be like, God, I know you got something better. Oh, I know you got me. I know you got me. I don't question him no more. That's a wrap on that subject. Like that stage in my life, God, why gotta happen to me? I don't do that no more.
And in this season, ladies and gents, we want people that is for God. We want people that when it's good, they got your back. When there's a misunderstanding, they got your back.
Right.
When they can't see what it is, they got your back. We rocking and rolling. I don't need nobody that's going to do anything behind my back because it didn't go your way and you didn't like it and you're mad. So with that being said, that is going to conclude us for tonight. I pray that y'all was blessed. I pray that y'all heard something. And I pray that y'all will tune back in for other segments on what we're going to do, what God is going to do, because he is in the details and he is up to something. And we pray that y'all bless. You got anything else you want to say to the people?
Well, I just want to say thank God. Like, that's it. And meet us at the conference. When is it?
So you going there?
Yeah, I'm going to be there. I'm security, by the way.
Y'all, she Peter.
Yeah, I'm security.
So since she's
I ain't Peter, but I'm security.
you coming with the sword. It ain't just what Peter did. She the quiet Peter, I guess.
Yeah, I'm but nah, y'all meet us at the.
Nah, you Peter. You be being Peter sometimes.
I ain't a Peter.
Yeah.
If Peter walked on water and then won't get scared. And then
yeah,
won't call
oh my God.
And then
don't leave it alone.
Jesus. And then Jesus laughed at that boy. Jesus said, man, come on here, man. Hey, that was so funny. Jesus had a sense of humor, y'all. Jesus was a gangster. Jesus told his mama, she said, son, they ain't got no more wine. Jesus looked at the lady and said, Mom, what that got to do with you? My hour ain't came yet. But you know what that mama did? Because she know her son. She slid on Cyrus. Hey, look, whatever he tell y'all do it. Mm-hmm. And he went and made sure the people enjoy themselves at that wedding. You heard me? So meet us at the conference. When the dates? Your hour come?
Because she was stuck on that too.
Oh, that hour.
I don't know what this fat is. Fat. My hour has not come. The hour has not come. When the hour come, you gonna know. Then she go, the hour has come.
Oh, my mama. You hear me?
She was that blew her away. She's like, man,
I couldn't believe he told his mama.
Peter just told his mama, hey, my father. Like I'm not rolling with you. Like he literally did. I mean, Jesus really told his mom, like, ma'am, yeah, I see that.
But what they got to do with you?
They don't have nothing to do with me.
And my hour is not, it has not came.
I'm doing what my father said.
Yeah, that was crazy.
And my father didn't say this. But I'm going to go ahead and do it because when they got to sipping, it was some wine in them things.
The best wine.
The best of it. So we serve a God to giving us the best of the best. So listen, the conference is this September the 17th through the 18th. Thank you, Keena. 2026. It's in Katy, Texas, right here in Houston, outside of Katy. It will be at the Loft. I will drop the links below. It's on Eventbrite and LorettaLachey.com. Listen, the tickets are $297. That includes your stay and the conference ticket. If you do not want a hotel, it is $147. If you don't want to stay at the hotel, it's $147. We got Apostle Jay Jones in the building. We're gonna have Apostle Camille Jones.
That's the lady that was here. Y'all was on the thing.
So Apostle Jay Jones is my pastor.
I know, but the lady that you had on here.
That's Camille. That's Prophetess Camille Jones. I called her apostle. Oh my God, don't get me. No, so that was on my live. That was Prophetess Camille Jones, and then it was Prophetess Joy Pittman.
Yeah, them two gonna be there.
Yes. Yeah. So Prophetess Joy Pittman.
Y'all need to go watch that.
Prophetess Camille Jones, Apostle Jay Jones, Prophetess Felicia Cunningham, my sis, y'all, Jesus, she keeps showing up.
I don't know all them people, but I know those two ladies that she had on here last week, was it? On live?
Mm-hmm.
Man, I watched that live, and they probably the reason why I was cool with doing this. Because she been trying to pull me out. She been trying to pull me out. But when I watched them two, man, them women, I wouldn't be like that when I get up.
Listen, powerhouses.
Yes.
That was just two of them.
That's what I'm saying.
You still got Apostle J. You still got my sister Felicia Cunningham.
Man.
Then you got none other, oh my God, then what is it? Worldwide, viral, underdog, but big dog, Andre Simmons Franklin. He gonna tell me, sis, if I'm on the floor, don't just let me lay there. Just let me stay there because just let me get mine because the men gonna be in the floor. If I don't sing, no, bro, you singing, bro. You're singing, bro. Do you hear me? You singing. I mean, stupid crazy. Then we got some baddest of the baddest praise dancers, flaggers. My sister Kokita. You got Sandra. You got, oh my God, Jakira. I'm always messing with Jakira. It's Jakira. I'm always butchering somebody's name. I'm horrible. I just need to decide to say my names right. Cameron. Just don't say the name. Just be there. That's all I got to say. Just be there because I don't know why you wouldn't want to be there. I don't know why you would not want to be there. We got my sister Patrice May gonna be praying. Like, why would you not want to be there?
Bingo. That's my favorite word. So if y'all ever see me say bingo or on the prayer line thing, you talking about bingo, that's me. That's my thing. That means that's it. That's my.
Why would they not want to be there?
I don't know. When is it again?
September the 17th through the 18th. You want to be there.
I'm gonna be there.
Because God's going to be there. Most of all, healing, deliverance, a move, laid out, the presence, the anointing. Yawn again on live. No, we're just being funny at this point because we're tired. But seriously,
silly, bro.
Because I wasn't going to. But for real, let me drop it for y'all so y'all can see. This is how you can register on Eventbrite. Get your tickets. Don't delay. Go ahead. It's Purpose Awaits on Eventbrite. If you can't go, you would like to sow into the ministry for somebody else to come. Just want to be a blessing. Want to donate. These are ways that you can donate. Listen, it's a good cause. And I'm just excited about what God is doing. And then little bitty prophet is over here, just been speaking, just been speaking life. Talking about God is going, man. I just see, God, God. God's gonna be there. So get your tickets and just meet us there. Be blessed in Jesus' name. We love y'all. Don't.